1, 2, 3, come on!
Come on, come on.
Hi friends, Namaste. Welcome to our next class of acids, bases and salts. So till now we have been learning about the chemical properties of acids, bases. So we have also learnt the testing with indicators and the reaction of acids and bases with metals, right? So I hope you are enjoying my videos. So if so, please continue watching my videos to complete the all lessons so that you can be updated with the lessons. So please like my videos and share and subscribe so that whatever I can make will reach to you, right? Thank you. Please. Now let us start our lesson. Today's topic is reaction of acids with carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. So reaction of acids. Here till now we have seen that acids react with metals and produce hydrogen gas, even bases also. So today in part 4 we are going to understand what happens if acids react with carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. So for this, to understand this, we have an activity that first we have to take two test tubes. We have to take two test tubes and we have to label as A and B. Okay. So and in each test tube we have to take about 0.5 grams of sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. Its name is sodium carbonate. That is carbonate we are taking in test tube A. And NaHCO3, sodium hydrogen carbonate, metal hydrogen carbonate in test tube B. Yes, after taking like this, we have to add 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid to both of the test tubes. Then after adding, we have to observe what happens. I will show you the same activity now. See, here I have taken two test tubes, this and this, in which I have taken sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate, okay, in two test tubes. Now I am going to add hydrochloric acid, dilute hydrochloric acid in first one. So I am keeping second down. Now just observe what is going to happen. Now this is hydrochloric acid, dilute hydrochloric acid. This is sodium carbonate, that is test tube A, right? Now slowly I am adding. Just observe what is going to happen. Yeah, can you see what is happening? So this is called effervescence. It means that some gas is produced, right? Right, next I am taking test tube B. Into this also I am going to add dilute hydrochloric acid. So in this also we have seen that effervescence or some gas bubbles are produced, right? So now in test tube A and test tube B we have taken carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate, added dilute hydrochloric acid, and we have observed that some gas is produced, right? Now we have to pass that gas from both the test tubes A and B into lime water. Lime water means calcium hydroxide. Here this is the arrangement that one of the test tube is fixed here. See, Na2CO3, dilute hydrochloric acid, CO2 gas is produced. The gas is CO2, After writing chemical equation you will understand. We will write later after explanation of this. So in this diagram we see a test tube fixed with two holed rubber cork. Into one of the hole a thistle funnel. Thistle funnel is fixed, means actually in the starting of the activity only we have to take test tube along with Na2CO3 and fix like this. Then after through thistle funnel we have to add hydrochloric acid so that the end of the thistle funnel should be dipped or immersed in the hydrochloric acid. Now the gas which is produced enters into the delivery tube and it passes through the delivery tube into another test tube which contains lime water. Okay, and the arrangement is fixed to a stand. Here this is test tube and this is the cork, right? Here CO2 gas is produced and it is passed into the lime water, right? Now as CO2 gas is passing into the lime water, do you expect what happens? In lower classes we have stated that carbon dioxide it turns off the flame, burning flame, right? That is one property. Another thing is when CO2 gas is passed into lime water, that is calcium hydroxide, it forms a white precipitate called calcium carbonate. It forms calcium carbonate. Now let us see by writing the equations here, chemical equations. You are going to write chemical equations. What happening here? Now the first one, what we have taken, Na2CO3, right, plus what is added, dilute hydrochloric acid. Now what happens here? So is obviously carbon dioxide gas is produced, then after sodium carbonate. So carbon dioxide is produced means CO3 is here, CO2 has gone, 1 O remains and 2 NS remains, here 1 H. Okay, so obviously here what happens, chloride is there, sodium is there, hence the salt forms sodium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is the reaction takes place when you add dilute hydrochloric acid to Na2CO3. Okay, now here whether the equation is balanced? No, because here Na is 2 but here Na is 1. So hence here we write 2 NaCl. So 2 NaS are balanced but Cl is 2, hence Cl is 1. Here we are writing 2. So what happens? Let us see once. H2, 1 O remained, no, after escaping of CO2, 1 O is remained. That 1 O is reacted with H2, hence forms H2O, remains chlorine, 2 NaS, 2 NaS, 2 chlorines, 2 NaCl. Okay, so that's why acid reacted with carbonate and formed a salt, water and carbon dioxide. So here we write this thing, the states, physical states. This is solid, this is liquid, this is solid. Actually it is dissolved form, hence we write aqueous solution. This is liquid and this is gas. So these are the physical states. Okay, now this happened in test tube A. Then what about test tube B? What we have taken? Sodium hydrogen carbonate. That also I am writing here. Sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is solid, plus HCl. Now let us see, obviously NaCl forms, that is salt, plus carbon dioxide definitely in both of the test tubes. And what is 1H, 2H, H2 and 1 O remains. So hence H2O. So solid, liquid, there is aqueous, liquid and this is gas. Okay. So these are the reactions taking place inside the test tubes. Then what we did, the carbon dioxide gas which is produced is made into pass into the the gas is passed into the lime water, right? Then we have to write the equation for carbon dioxide and the reaction taking place between carbon dioxide and calcium hydroxide, right? Now I am writing that. So what we have passed? CO2, which is gas, into where? Calcium hydroxide, which is aqueous. So aqueous solution. Now what happens here? Let us see. CO2 is here, calcium, OH twice. It means that H2O means two H's, two O's are there. So here we know that white precipitate forms. That white precipitation is calcium carbonate. So CaCO3 and plus CaCO2 is there, one O comes here, CO3 gone, hence H2O. So this is white PPT. PPT means precipitation. So this is liquid. Okay. So on passing carbon dioxide into lime water, we got CO2 reacts with calcium hydroxide, forms CaCO3 plus H2O. Okay. So this is calcium. This proves that what? The formation of precipitation forms that carbon dioxide is released. Got it? Right. So now let us write the equation. Okay. In both the equations we got carbon dioxide, hence this is applicable for both the test tubes, means for the carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates, right? Now one thing is here, if we pass more or excess carbon dioxide into calcium hydroxide, what happens, you know? That equation also I am writing here. CO2, which is we are passing in excess, plus to where CaOH twice, gives rise to what happens, you know? CaHCO3. CaHCO3. So OH2 here, 2 H's, 2 O's, 2 O's. How many O's? Here 2 to 4 actually. So hence here we write, not only that, here actually here it is not balanced, but we say it is calcium hydrogen carbonate. Calcium hydrogen carbonate. So which is aqueous. So you may get doubt that, sir, we have taken 2 O's, 2 O's, 4 O's, but 2 3's are 6 O's. But here we are saying that excess of carbon dioxide means excess. So carbons also maybe here we say, here also it can be balanced, I think. Let us see. 2 C's, okay, 2 C's, 2 2's are 4, 4 plus 2 6. It is balanced, right? Correct. No? So hence when we pass excess of carbon dioxide into lime water, what forms? Calcium hydrogen carbonate. The question may be asked like this: what happens if excess of carbon dioxide is passed into lime water? We have to write like this: if excess of carbon dioxide is passed into lime water, calcium hydrogen carbonate is formed, and the chemical equation is as follows: 2CO2 plus CaOH twice gives rise to CaHCO3 twice. So what conclusion can we draw from these two activities? And one thing here, we have taken Na2CO3, isn't it? Instead of this we can take NaHCO3 also. In both of the cases CO2 is coming, CO2 is produced, hence the same result we can get here and here. Means normally if carbon dioxide is passed into lime water, calcium carbonate is formed, and if excess of carbon dioxide is passed, then calcium hydrogen carbonate is formed. That is, now the conclusion is, reaction of acids with carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates produces carbon dioxide, right? And salt. See, not only carbon dioxide and salt also form. Okay, water also forms. Anyhow, water is mixed with sodium chloride, it is aqueous, so not compulsory to mention separately. So simply we say the conclusion is reaction of acids with carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates produces carbon dioxide. Clear? Right. Now here what we have taken, first metal carbonate plus acid. What are produced? Salt produced plus water plus carbon dioxide, right? Carbon dioxide. Clear? Next, metal hydrogen carbonate. Metal hydrogen carbonate plus acid gives rise to salt plus water plus same carbon dioxide. So we have to write conclusion like this for the reaction of acids with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Right, now we will continue the next topic, that is neutralization. Clear now? Okay. Right, neutralization. Now before I explain the term neutralization, here we are going to do a small activity. Just wait. Here this is a base solution. So here I am adding phenolphthalein. What? Phenolphthalein. So to a base, if we add phenolphthalein, what happens? Do you remember? Phenolphthalein turns bases into pink color, right? So here we got pink color. It means it is a base. So we are going to add acid to this base. Now you see what happens. One drop, actually drop wise we have to add. Here simply I am adding little bit. See, right, more acid I am going to add. Yes, what happened? The color, the pink color disappeared, right? Now you see what happens. Again I am adding a base. See, the effervescence is nothing but, so what's going on here? Pink color solution is again regaining, right? And also gas is producing. The gas is nothing but carbon dioxide. So what reaction is going on here? Yes, did we get pink color? Yes, again we got pink color. Now can you see this? Yes, to get more color, yes, the pink color is obtained, regained, the color is regained, right? Now let us discuss this reaction. So here first what we did, we have taken a base solution in a test tube. Actually in activity it is given, we have to take sodium hydroxide, 2 ml of sodium hydroxide into a test tube and add a drop of phenolphthalein, then we will get pink color. The pink color represents that it is a base. Now we added acid. What happened? The pink color disappeared. It means that the acid neutralized base, or more acid may be present, right? Next, again when we added base, then pink color is obtained. It means that again it is converted into base. So on adding acid to base, when pink color disappears, it is nothing but base is neutralized by acid, right? Now when acid is present, there is no color. Again when we add base, pink color obtained, means the base is neutralized acid, right? So here what the reaction is taking place between what? Yes, the reaction is taking place between acid and base. So now we come to a conclusion that when acid and a base reacts together to form salt and water, such reaction is called neutralization reaction. Okay, so what we have taken? Sodium hydroxide plus hydrochloric acid gives rise to, so here it breaks, so NaCl, which is salt, plus OH, H2O. So here I am writing base plus acid gives rise to salt plus water. So the reaction in which acid reacts with base to form salt and water is called neutralization reaction. I repeat, the reaction in which acid reacts with base or base reacts with acid to form salt and water is called neutralization reaction. Clear? Right. So and this is generalized form. Okay. And you may ask, sir, whether the reaction takes place between only sodium hydroxide or hydrochloric acid? Between any acid and any base. But here one thing you have to remember, there are some acids and bases which are called strong acid, weak acid, strong base and weak base. So the reaction between such acids and bases leads to the formation of different salts. Those salts are called acidic salts and basic salts. The topic also there we will learn in salts after this, right? Now here one question for you: is the substance present in antacid tablet is acidic or basic? Here the topic comes, what is antacid tablet? Yes, sometimes when we eat more or when we eat masalas dishes, or when we eat some other food, sometimes in our stomach we feel some burning sensation, we feel in our stomach and even in throat. Then at such situations, if we consult a doctor, he gives a tablet or a liquid syrup we say, which is nothing but antacid. Acid, antacid, which are opposite words, right? So antacid tablet, now you can say what is antacid tablet? It is a base, right? Because of acidity we are feeling burning sensation, so that's why we have to take we have to neutralize it. To neutralize that burning sensation, we have to take base. That base is nothing but opposite to acid, antacid, right? Antacid. Don't say it is anti-acid, antacid. No anti-acid, antacid, right? Okay. So antacid is a tablet or syrup generally we take to neutralize the acidic sensation in our stomach, right? Okay friends, so today we stop here. It is enough today, right? I think. So in the next session we continue, right? I think you enjoyed this class. Do you? Right. If you so, please like this video, share and subscribe, and wait for the next video, right? Please learn and try to draw the diagrams. Even please learn the formulae and learn how to write the equations. It is very important. Don't forget. Okay, so will you do now? Right, I know you will do. Thank you. Bye.